Very quick Arsenal update to bring you on Tuesday evening. Obviously, not long now to go before Monday's transfer deadline, and it involves their pursuit of Bayer Leverkusen defender Piero Hincapie, who is a 23-year-old Ecuador international, can play at centre-back or left-back, which is one of many reasons why he's of great appeal to Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal hierarchy. Hincapie has already reached a verbal agreement with Arsenal on personal terms over a long-term contract, so he is very keen on the move. But as far as I understand it, Leverkusen are reluctant to let him go for below his release clause, which is worth about 60 million euros. So that translates to about 52 million pounds. And Arsenal's idea is to try and do a deal below that figure. Their interest is very much subject to the belief that Jakub Kiwior will be leaving the club, which has been largely expected over the past couple of weeks amid strong interest from Porto. But Leverkusen are a team that have lost a great deal of players over the course of the summer. Granit Xhaka, of course, has gone to Sunderland, although he's a midfielder. But Jonathan Tah, the big blow, losing the German international to Bayern Munich. And Leverkusen have done a lot of chopping and changing in terms of the makeup of their squad. They've brought in a couple of defenders, Jarell Quansah from Liverpool and Loic Bade from Sevilla. But they lost their opening day Bundesliga fixture on Saturday at home to Hoffenheim. And the messages coming out of Leverkusen are that they are very reluctant to weaken their squad any further. They've lost Florian Wirtz as well, of course. Victor Boniface has been subject of discussions with AC Milan, although the deal was pulled following medical tests. But lots of changing, and with a new manager on board, you can understand why they would be reluctant to lose Hincapie, particularly given that Arsenal are trying to negotiate an initial loan deal and also trying to negotiate below his release clause. So it's a fluid situation. I think at this moment in time, it's clear that Arsenal are continuing to work on the deal. There's no kind of indication that they are going to walk away. Andrea Berta has proved on many occasions this summer that he's a masterful operator in terms of how he can do his due diligence on targets and into the kind of stance of selling clubs. We saw with Victor Gyökeres, he ended up getting the player for a lot cheaper. He swooped in to negotiate the Eze deal incredibly quickly from beneath the noses of Tottenham. And at this moment in time, Arsenal is still looking to try and bring Hincapie in. He's a dream target for the club after they approached Bayer Leverkusen about a deal. So discussions are continuing, but of course, as I mentioned, his future is very much linked to Jakub Kiwior's future, because Porto are in very advanced discussions to sign Kiwior on what is likely to be, not confirmed, but likely to be an initial loan with an obligation to buy. The numbers discussed, from what I understand, are around the 25 to 26 million euro mark, which has confused some fans, because my initial information that was Porto's first approach for the player was a package that was worth 27 million euros, so about 23 million pounds. So I'm not sure if that was incorrect or the figures that were briefed were not accounting for the fact there was maybe a big loan fee in there as well. But ultimately, I think Arsenal see Hincapie as an upgrade on Kiwior. As brutal as that is, I think Arteta would have liked to have kept Kiwior, as I've mentioned in previous videos, but they respect that they can't offer him regular minutes, and Porto are very much at the front of the queue, despite some of the other names that have been speculated to be linked with the Poland international. I understand Kiwior has verbally agreed a 5-year contract with Porto, and actually there was plans taking place at the Porto end for him to potentially arrive in Portugal this evening and do a medical probably tomorrow, but a private jet that was due to take Kiwior from London to Portugal was cancelled, in recent hours. I'm not sure the exact reason behind this, but I have checked with the Arsenal end, and it's very clear from their perspective that a deal has not been agreed yet, and that they haven't approved him, authorization to travel. So still some minor details to resolve and still some moving parts. I think ultimately, maybe Arsenal would be reluctant to let Kiwior go without having their replacement lined up. And if Leverkusen are making it difficult for them to sign Hincapie, then I'm not sure, but this is purely my opinion, but maybe it's not 100% a given that Kiwior will leave. Although that said, I expect him to seal his move to Porto, because, as I said, personal terms have been agreed. He's given priority to Porto over other clubs at the moment. He would partner Jan Bednarek, his Poland international teammate, at the Dragao. So a move is very much in the works, and as ever with the transfer window, things can move incredibly quickly. Things are happening behind the scenes. So my expectation is still very much that Kiwior will complete his move to Porto in the forthcoming days. But at this moment in time, from what I understand, no full agreement yet, and we'll have to wait to see what Arsenal do and how it impacts their pursuit of Hincapie, because it's clear that if either Zinchenko or Kiwior leave, that Arsenal do want a replacement, because there is a little bit of a gap in the squad. We know Ricardo Calafiori has had fitness issues over the course of his 12 months at the club, or slightly more than that now, but he started the season incredibly well. Takahiro Tomiyasu was that kind of mobile utility man that could play anywhere across the back line, including at left back. So I think, if Kiwior and Tomiyasu were to depart, we would likely see Arsenal look to strengthen that left side of their defence, so their left centre-back and left-back role. Someone who is a hybrid player like Hincapie that can play in either position. But yeah, that's the state of play at this moment in time, as far as I understand it. So Leverkusen are currently showing no willingness to negotiate below Hincapie's release clause, but I do expect Kiwior to join Porto. It's just at this moment in time, I'm told there are still a few hurdles to clear. So no deal agreed yet, but we will see how that materialises. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back again with another video very soon.